Transmission finished that off. We've got a really, really special local lunchbox that I'm about to kick into. I'm honored to have Red Shift Headlights, Stephen McCabe in the studio. Say hello, Stephen.
Hi, everybody.
Say it one more time because you're sounding a little low.
Hello. There
you go. All right. I'm also very loud, so that doesn't help. So we're gonna kick it into the local lunchbox, and I'm going to play a track from their new from his new record, Inside Voices. It's a beautiful record. I think you guys are gonna dig this, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the record and their upcoming show on Friday at the High Dive.
That's right, it's 1 p.m. and it's time for WMSE's Local Lunchbox. Brought to you every weekday at 1 p.m. by WMSE's local savvy DJs and Milwaukee's own Outpost Natural Foods. So sit back and enjoy some tasty local tunes.
And we wake up in the... We can't have a...
Ride on this train, stand all the way in the dark, and keep myself up, feeling the weight of your hearts. You are all here with me. All our walls are painted bright, like these stars out tonight, like these stars. I'll see you again were the last words you heard my voice make. When they called me an enemy, alien, and took me away. All our walls are painted bright, like these stars out tonight. I remember when you all were young, how your laughter sounded like a song. Will you wait for me? Wait for me.
All right, guys, did I lie? It's a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Do you want to go by Steven or Steve?
Either, whichever you'd like.
I like Steven.
Okay.
If it feels like it holds a little more weight.
All right.
Steven.
Sounds good.
Steven. I'm here in the studio with Steven from Red Chef Headlights, and I have to keep looking at your name because I have dyslexia, and I'll end up saying like head shift, red light. So please don't think that it's not that I don't know the name of your band. It's just an affliction that I have.
You might turn it into a cooler band name that way. So.
Oh, I don't think so. Well, how did you come up with the name, actually?
I've had that name for about like 10 years, I think, and never had an adult enough collection of songs to use it for. So they were always really noisy, raw songs, and it just seemed too grown up. So I waited. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I like the idea of objects moving away from each other. It's about sort of loneliness and solitude. And so I just like the darkness of it and the adultness of it, I guess.
So your previous bands, Cookie Bug, congratulations on your decision to become a pilot, which is one of my favorite names ever. And the Willis, those were
youthful band names.
So what? Because I don't feel like those were like 10 years ago that they existed. Did something happen overnight that made you become a more mature songwriter, or is it just?
Yeah, I think so. I became a dad about 6 years ago. I think that did something. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
In my late 30s, I became an adult.
Excellent. Some of us are still trying not to be an adult. Let's talk about that last the last track, "Will You Wait," which is also what streams on your Bandcamp site. Why did you pick that as your sort of introductory song for people who might not know you?
Because I'm a poor business person, I think. I don't know. I like the song. It gives a sense of the record in terms of its sort of sonic breadth, maybe is the word, although that sounds a little pretentious. But I recorded it up at this amazing studio in Appleton called Rock Garden Studios on this amazing 1972 Dean Jensen modified API console. It's a 32-channel board. It's
cool.
Just this has just this gorgeous sound, and this there's a huge room there. And I just wanted to, as we started to record the record, we started to just build upon the sounds, the basic sounds we had for the songs, and turn them into kind of big. Brought strings in and horns in and timpani and all that stuff, and it was just so that song represents the kind of the sound we ended up piecing together in that process.
You play a lot with sound on this record, because even with the song that we just heard, there's sort of like a channel. It sounds like to me like a channel switch, like something comes out of the left channel and then something comes out of the right channel, and it's almost a little disorienting for such a beautiful song. Was that your intention?
Yeah, I was kind of messing with ugly sounds and pretty sounds, I guess, and trying to see how they'd go together. I think, yeah. But I liked it. I mean, I was, the idea is to listen to the whole record, and so it does that throughout. And I felt like there was a little bit of a story being told by just the sounds, or I hoped there was.
Definitely.
And so I was thinking of that.
All right, I'm going to play another track. This is "You Might Find Out," which we'll talk about after we play it, because I actually also think it shows a different side to this record musically as well. Where the track that we just heard is very pretty. This one is a beautiful song as well, but it's almost, I don't know if poppier is right. Maybe it's the subject matter. I don't know. We'll leave it up to you, listeners, to decide. But this is "You Might Find Out" is the next track we'll play from this record off of Red Shift Headlights' newest release, Inside Voices. There's some really great references in this song, so I advise all of you to come closer to the stereo or to your car radio. Actually, if you're driving, don't go closer to your car stereo, but turn it up and listen to the references, because I think it's really, really fun.
I can tell from your face that you're alone like me. like another voice inside says, it's your own fault, this is your own fault. We were all in love with heavy metal until it broke our hearts. Now we stand in line for hours for tickets to Nirvana, just to feel like we used to in 1988. We see Elliott Smith sing at the X-Ray Cafe, and even though you've never heard of him, I wanna go. When he tries to play the needle in the hay, he can't remember what he really wanted to say. At first you think you don't like how his voice is so uncertain. It reminds you that we were best friends before we were together. And so we've got another secret to keep from everybody. Now that we know that we're the same, it would take a lifetime to explain. Just like that song of Elliott Smith's. If you look long enough, you might find it. If you look long enough, you might find it. I hear the message you just left on my machine. It says you don't want anyone if you can't have me. Maybe we will meet in another life, because we all die, we all die. We started out being best friends before we were together. Now we've got another secret to keep from everybody. We were all in love with heavy metal until it broke our hearts. Now that we know that we're the same, it would take us a lifetime to explain. Just like that song of Elliott Smith. If you look long enough, you might find it. If you look long enough, you might find it. If you look long enough, you might find it.
All right, you guys listening closely. I hope you caught the Nirvana reference, the Elliott Smith reference. I love that when heavy metal broke our hearts, because heavy metal did break our hearts. It totally did.
Yeah, I actually stole that from Elliott Smith. He said it at some concert. It was a pretty intimate concert. I think at like a university or something. He's on the stage and it's just this quiet moment, and he says, somebody said, play heavy metal or play something that rocks, and he said, I love heavy metal, but it broke my heart. And there's this like uncomfortable, awesome, quiet moment there, and it was, I'm like, okay, I have to steal that. I'm sorry.
I love it, but
Yeah.
I think the whole song is sort of a tip of hat to Elliott Smith in a time and a place, and I don't know, what is it? Tell me about the song, and tell me about, because you were hinting that there was a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I had some friends who moved to Portland from I'm from the Fox Valley, and they moved from the Fox Valley to Portland in '91 or something. And at that time, Elliott Smith was kind of at the end of, oh gosh, what was the band he was in there? Oh my gosh, I can't think of the band he was in. Anyway, he was kind of at the end. He started playing solo stuff. The phone's going to light up, right?
I know, exactly. Hello, listeners. Why aren't you calling up and telling me what band Elliott Smith
totally
is in?
blanking.
And I can't believe I can't come up with it. I'm a
sorry.
little... No, go ahead.
And so they go and see Elliott Smith play his new songs at these little, cafes and stuff. So they told me about that story, and I started to think about it, and it sank in, and the song sort of came out of that, I guess.
All right. That's very cool.
Is that enough of a story?
That's enough of a story. I'm
Okay.
just now. I'm all verklempt as to find out Elliott Smith's first band. It's just totally thrown me for a Heat Miser.
Heat Miser.
Yeah. Oh my God, that almost killed me. Very, very cool. So you're from Oshkosh.
Yeah.
Are you originally from Oshkosh?
I'm not. I'm originally from Idaho, and then moved here when I was like 13 to Wisconsin, and then went to college in Oshkosh, and have kind of stayed because there's just this weird, cool community of friends and musicians there, and I just haven't been able to leave.
Well, speaking of the musicians, you have quite a plethora of musicians on your record, and are they all really in the Oshkosh area? Even the symphony or strings element that you bring in?
Yeah, they're almost all the musicians who played on that were Oshkosh musicians or Appleton, a couple of Appleton musicians. But yeah, and it's just a really rich area for, it's got a long history of sort of combating the cover band, dynamic through the 90s, and a lot of bands started to write their own songs, and it's now there's this next generation who's coming in and is just writing amazing music too, and so it's a really lively, fertile place, I think, creatively for a lot of people. And
you're a professor, correct?
I am.
You teach English?
Yes.
English literature or...
American literature and creative writing, and then also introduction to composition. So.
All right. Where do you get your inspiration as far as, because I would think if you're an American literature professor that maybe you focus on some American writers, or is it more of just being in Oshkosh? Like, I guess I'm trying to figure out, do you get inspired by your surroundings, or do you get inspired by like reading or whatnot?
Yeah, all of those things. And then, this record kind of came out of like kind of where we're, it's going to sound weird, but out of, where we're at right now in this country and the like state of, I don't know, whatever's happening right now. And I had these songs and I wanted to write about something, and I didn't know what it was. And I decided I wanted to write from these different points of view. And so each song is a different character telling their own story from the sort of first person perspective, and each character, the first character in the record, is a 2-year-old, and then the last character in the story is a woman on her deathbed in her 70s, and so there's a kind of an arc of life, but there are all these different characters telling these separate stories, and they're all different identities and different cultures and different points of view, sort of hopefully seeming somehow unified.
All right, so you're a man who is in your 30s, and yet you felt you could write about a 7-year-old woman dying in a bed.
Yeah, that was a little risky.
No, I like it.
The idea is full of pitfalls and problems, but it was something, and I went with it.
No, it definitely works. I can't remember the song. There's a lyric that you say the girl with the watermelon smile and blueberries are in it. Do you remember what track?
That's the first track. Yeah,
the first track.
That's like that toddler looking for his mother's legs at this pool party. He's in a sort of a forest of legs, and he's just trying to find his mom, and so it's all just finding. It's that search. So.
Let's listen to that track next. Because I think that's important to hear, that there is actually a beginning and an end to the record, as opposed to just. I mean, I think most records. I like to think that records are always written to be listened to as an album, but the fact that you really have it structured to go that way, I think, is really cool. So we're gonna play "When I Grab Hold."
Yep.
And then we'll come back and talk about your show at the High Dive.
Yeah.
with grapes. She must be 5, with blueberries for eyes. Then I see her iPhone. It's white like my mother's, so I try to reach it, but she pulls her hand away. I just want to hear her say that everything's okay. I want to hear her voice and know that she is close when I grab hold. I'm home when I grab hold. And I'm home, then I'm home. So I run away through the leg maze, where dots of sunlight barely show the way. Now I think she's gone, and what if she's forgotten me, and I will never see her face again? Then I fall down, and grown-up feet look like machines. I'm underneath and start to scream out to her, but no one hears my words. I'm too far away. No matter what I say, then I feel big hands. They are all around me, lifting me higher, and I feel the warm sun. And I finally hear her say that everything's okay. The softness of her voice, I know that she is close, so I grab hold. I'm home, grab hold. I'm home, now I'm home.
Again, that song starts out very softly, and the channels switch around on you. It makes, I think it makes for a very entertaining listening experience.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about your show at the High Dive on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Who are you playing with, and how are you going to bring this record that has strings and organs and all that good stuff live on the stage?
Okay, well, the show is with Work, Sinbad, Phylums, and Haunted Heads, who are also from Oshkosh. So it's a 5-band show. It starts at 9 p.m., and I'm told that that's 9 p.m. sharp. It's not going to be run on punk rock time, so don't be a chump. I'm supposed to say that verbatim, right?
You look like the kind of guy that would say that. Actually,
Do I really?
You're just like, don't be a chump. No.
Those are words put in my mouth, but and then I'm the band, that sort of big orchestral band that we started with, is kind of pared down to a 6-piece band now. So we still have like a vibraphone player and some different instruments, but it's more of a band. It's a little bit more intimate, but there's still gives some sonic range with what everybody's doing. They're all really wonderful musicians.
So it's vibraphone,
guitar, bass, drums, and then Rhodes piano and synthesizer.
Don't you have a hard time getting that Rhodes piano out and about?
It's heavy. We complain about it a lot. So yeah, I think it's 300 pounds, 200. I don't know how heavy it is.
That's ridiculous. And yeah, good on you guys. So you all would definitely want to go and check that out to see this record come live on the stage. And you were talking about, we were sharing stories about Chris Porterfield and Field Report, but somebody from Field Report is also going to be perform. What's the
Jeff Mitchell was one of the founding members of Field Report with Chris Porterfield, and he's going to play accordion with us on Friday's show, and he's playing our release party up in Oshkosh too. He's just a wonderful local musician as well. So we're really excited to be playing with him.
And where is the show in Oshkosh?
The show in Oshkosh is at a little punk rock dive bar called the Reptile Palace. We call it the CBGBs of the Fox Valley.
Nice.
And it's awesome. It's just a great place. I've played there for 25 years, and it's kind of home. So it's a perfect place to do this release.
And what time is the show?
That's actually an all-day show with 11 bands. It starts at 3:30 p.m. and goes until 2 in the morning. All kinds of bands. Haunted Heads are playing, Red Hawk, Self-Evident from Minneapolis, Moss Folk from Milwaukee, reunion show with the Steve True Band, who originally were called the Twisted Egyptians, and it's sort of an 80s, 90s, although they started as a new wave band in the late 70s, and just a cool, it's a really eclectic group of people, and it should be just a fun, amazing 10 hours of sound.
Very cool. So those of you who can't make it on Friday to the High Dive, where you're playing with Work,
Phylums, Sinbad, and Haunted Heads. Gosh, that's going to be a really big show. Yeah, that's.
Then you can hop in your cars and drive up to Oshkosh the neit's day and get all your fill.
Totally, absolutely.
Excellent. Why are there dates next to the record, next to the songs on the back of the record?
Because, well, the first half of the story is that each character gets older as the record goes along, but actually chronologically we move back historically in time, so the setting goes backwards the same number of years as they age. It's just a weird thing. I'm a structure guy. So like the first one, does that mean the little kid is born in 2012? So that takes place in 2012. He's born in 2010, and then the next characters are teenagers, and that takes place in 2001.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. Okay. For a minute there, I was like, you're just bending my brain. All right, everyone listening, you need to go out to the High Dive on Friday and catch Redshift Headlights. The track is, the record is Inside Voices. It's fabulous as you've been listening. We're going to go out with one more song. I want to go with the You Can't Think About What? And it has references to John Hughes and Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
Tell me about about this track.
So this is spoken from the point of view of a 29-year-old woman, which I know nothing about, and had to do some interviews to make sure I wasn't.
Did you really?
Yeah, I talked to my wife about it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, she said, I guess it's okay.
Oh, so. I love it. Okay, go ahead.
But she's just sort of in this sort of weird middle place in her life, and she's trying to figure out what to do next, but she really identifies with a kind of romantic notion of Molly Ringwald and connects that to her teenage years. So.
But why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like
totally.
Pretty in Pink, all of them. So she those are magic times. John Hughes movies during that time are totally magic.
Absolutely.
And that's how you expect it to be. Yeah. And it's not. It's just different.
It is different. Life is different than John Hughes movies. I think this is this. Wow, I hadn't thought about that.
Stephen, thank you so much for coming into the studio today. It's been such a pleasure. Redshift Headlights playing on Friday at the High Dive. We're going to go out with, I think this might be my favorite track on the record. Not positive, but I think so. All right. Thanks for keeping it tuned here to 91.7 FM. I will be back with more music.
Curls and Molly Ringwald's eyes got chased around the suburbs by Molly Ringwald guys. You know the life we all would live if John Hughes directed it. Tomorrow I'll be 29, you know.
It's the 15th annual WMSE Rockabilly Chili Fundraiser presented by Milwaukee Brewing and Von Briesen and Roper Chili Check-In. We are here with Shay Linkus from Vanguard, winner of last year's Best Meat at the WMSE Rockabilly Chili. Shay, who's going to win this year's chili races?
Erica Perry-Dew. She's a queen.
That's bold and spicy confidence. Tell me, any new strategies for this year's fundraiser?
Going for all four categories, except for most unique, but I might even try to fit that in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Vanguard is going for 4 out of 5 categories. The 15th annual WMSE Rockabilly Chili Fundraiser kicks off on Sunday, March 5th at 11 a.m. at the MSOE Kern Center and is made possible by Castella Spices, On Milwaukee, Clark Graphics, The Shepherd Express, Sassy Cow, and Whole Foods Market. For more information, go to WMSE.org.
She plays the clarinet, and I sit beside her. The note I pass her says, I'd like to meet her. Behind the bleachers like, there's no way she'll be there. Oh, what am I doing? For school, but then I hear someone is coming. Now she is here with me, and the bell is ringing. Her mother is the dean of administration, and nobody knows what we're feeling. Oh, what are we doing? The kids we were are disappearing. Maybe I'll never know what this heart is good for. Maybe I'll never know what this heart is for. What this heart is for. What this heart is for. I memorize her face the way I study a history exam for Mr. Robertson. But all we ever learn are dates and architecture. Oh no, what am I doing? She says and runs into the school. When I get inside, everyone's crying. Maybe I'll never know what this heart is good for. Maybe I'll never know what this heart is for. When I see her there watching TV, and her cheeks are glazed with tears as the airplanes on the screen just skewer the towers. And that is when I know what this heart is good for. And that is when I know what this heart is for.
Well, there you have it. Another deep dish of local music brought to you by WMSE's fine DJs and Milwaukee's own Outpost Natural Foods. Be sure to stop by every weekday at 1 p.m. for your daily recommended allowance of tasty local tunes.
So come on, wasn't that a great surprise treat? I know you guys dug this red shift headlights. I know you did, because I dug it. All right, maybe you didn't, but I think it was pretty cool. I think Steven is a fantastic songwriter, and that last track kind of reminded me of Young Love in high school. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Let's go over all the red shift headlight tracks that you just heard on the local lunchbox. What This Heart Is For was what you just heard. You can't think about what. When I Grab Hold, You Might Find It, and Will You Wait are the tracks off their new record, Inside Voices, again playing at the High Dive on Friday. We are going to switch gears just a tiny bit. I'm going to keep it a little mellow, but happy mellow. And then eventually we're going to go into the Roger Daltrey birthday extravaganza, but I think we'll wait and do that at the 2 o'clock hour. I do have tickets to Springtime Carnivore coming up at the Back Room at Collectivo on March 11th. It's going to be a killer show. Female fronted, pretty cool stuff. I'll play some of that so you guys will know what you're in for. But until then, let's hear from our friends at the Wisconsin Gazette.